"Borgovian landworms," Captain Abernathy said, and smacked his boulder with an open palm. "I should have known." "You should have known? How the hell could you not have known?" thought Ensign Davis, and looked at the vast dirt floor of the cave, its powdery surface moving here and there with the shadowy humps that marked the movement of the massive, carnivorous worms. "I don't think we should just be waltzing in there," Davis had said to Chen, the other crew member on the away team, upon encountering the cave. Abernathy, King, and West had already entered, despite the fact that Davis and Chen were technically their security detail. Chen, who was new, snorted. Come on," he said. "It's just a cave. What could possibly be in there?" "Bears?" Davis had suggested. "Wolves? Any number of large predators who see a cave as shelter from the elements? Have you never been camping?" "There are no bears on this planet," Chen had said, willfully missing Davis's point. "And anyway, we have pulse guns. Now, come on, this is my first away mission. I don't want the captain wondering where I am." He ran in after the officers. From his boulder, Davis looked down at the dusty smear on the cave floor that was all that remained of Chen. The landworms, called by the sound of the humans walking in the cave, had tunneled up under him and dragged him down, leaving nothing but echoing screams in the smear. Well, that's not quite true, Davis thought, peering farther into the cave and seeing the hand that lay there, still clutching the pulse gun Chen had carried, and which, as it turned out, had done him absolutely no good whatsoever. The ground stirred, and the hand suddenly disappeared. Okay, now it's true, Davis thought. "Davis," Captain Abernathy called. "Stay where you are. Any movement across that ground will call to the worms. You'll be eaten instantly." "Thanks for the useless and obvious update, you jackass," Davis thought, but didn't say, because he was an ensign and Abernathy was the captain. Instead, what he said was, "Aye, Captain." "Good," Abernathy said. "I don't want you trying to make a break for it and getting caught by those worms. Your father would never forgive me." "What?" Davis thought, and suddenly he remembered that Captain Abernathy had served under his father on the Benjamin Franklin, the ill-fated Benjamin Franklin. And in fact, Davis's father had saved the then ensign Abernathy by tossing his unconscious body into the escape pod before diving in himself and launching the pod, just as the Franklin blew up spectacularly around them. They drifted in space for 3 days and had almost run out of breathable air in that pod before they were rescued. Davis shook his head. It was very odd that all that detail about Abernathy popped into his head, especially considering the circumstances. As if on cue, Abernathy said, "Your father once saved my life, you know." "I know," Davis began, and then nearly toppled off the top of his boulder as the landworms suddenly launched themselves into it, making it wobble. "Davis!" Abernathy said.